Happy Wednesday to you, bro. Thank you, man.
What's good, y'all? It's Coffee on the vid, back with an update, man. And y'all see Diddy out here on the West Coast. We got the Diddy update, man. You know, he had been spotted in Miami a little bit since everything has been going down. More allegations keep coming out and everything. And I'm surprised, as he's been spotted in LA here, that he's even still around. Like, real talk, y'all. Comment if you're shocked as well that Diddy hasn't dipped off somewhere. Like, do y'all think he'll become just like how Russell Simmons did, off in the cut in some country with no extradition with the U.S.? I doubt he would be on the yoga-ish like Russell Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Diddy would run off to some foreign land where they can't extradite him back and start off his own club or something out there and just have them wild freak-off parties in another country far, far away where the feds would never be able to come get him. Like, tap in and comment and share your thoughts on that. But with this update here, you know, he's been spotted on the West Coast, LA. The media is taking notice of this video. You see someone seeing him and saying, "Hey, what up, Diddy?" or whatever, and happy Wednesday and all that. But they're making this big deal that he seemingly put up an L and then made, you know, the praying symbolism with his hand. I don't know. I think people are reading a bit too much into that. Did that to y'all look like he did indeed throw up an L before he did the whole prayer thing? Like, I took that like he was saying thank you or whatever, that someone was saying what up to him or whatever, with all the negative attention that he's got going on and everyone hating this man's guts. Hate is a very strong word, but it seems like the whole world hates Diddy right now, and the feds are looming. Obviously, we've heard they got everything in order. You know, the whole process begun seeking an indictment against him. Once again, my whole take from Jump Street is that Diddy would catch a RICO. So again, it's just all so shocking to me to see him still around, still in the US of A, still getting caught on cam. You know what I mean? If he did want to get the fuck up out of the country to some spot that don't have extradition or whatever, probably want to do it sooner rather than later, right? Because when the feds get in the mix, they can freeze up all your money, assets, all that, unless he has, you know, some offshore brethren that they're not aware of.
So a lot has happened in the ongoing Diddy criminal investigations ever since the video of Diddy beating Cassie at a hotel in 2016 came out recently, and it caused a huge firestorm of things to sort of fall around him. The walls are really closing in around Diddy. What happened first was there's now been a Rolling Stone article that's the result of a 6-month-long investigation where Rolling Stone tried to talk to 300 different people who surrounded Diddy. They ended up interviewing 50 people who were his friends, colleagues, employees, people in the industry, and some of them didn't want to talk, but a bunch of them did. And the results of this investigation really paint a Jekyll and Hyde sort of picture of Diddy. Diddy had this outward appearance of being very charming. He was a record mogul. He was a businessman. He was hugely successful in the 90s during his rise. But behind the scenes, people really painted him as a bit more monstrous, prone to fits of rage and violence towards women in particular. Details a lot of allegations about violence and things in his relationship with Kim Porter, the tumultuousness of things that went on during his dating of Jennifer Lopez back in the 90s, which we know ended up with a club shooting at a period of time. He also could sort of vacillate between these two modes. When he broke up with J-Lo, there were stories that were told about him trying to get back together with her by having people go outside of TRL where Carson Daly was and hold up signs trying to win back her affection. So it really is a guy who was living kind of two lives, a public-facing persona that was charming and charismatic, and behind the scenes someone a bit more monstrous. And on top of all this, Diddy's also facing new lawsuits alleging sexual assault and all sorts of bad things that he might have done in his past. The first one is from a woman named April Lampros, who says she met Diddy back in the 90s, they struck up a relationship, and then she goes on to claim that there were multiple instances of sexual assault and coerced sex and things of that nature, some of it involving drugging. There's another woman named Crystal McKinney who filed a separate lawsuit. She said in 2003 she was an aspiring model. Diddy Diddy made promises that he would try to help her get elevated in the industry. And she alleges that he brought her to a studio, ended up taking her to a bathroom and sexually assaulting her there. So these allegations are starting to sort of mount against Diddy. We've already seen that the lawsuit filed by Cassie, which was settled very quickly, had lots of these allegations. Now you're seeing other women step forward, and in their lawsuits, they're actually saying they felt the courage to step up after seeing lawsuits by Cassie and other allegations in the media. And in light of all the new allegations and the developments, the Rolling Stone article, Diddy is losing a lot of business relationships. First, Peloton, which if you ride on those bikes, you often hear Diddy songs or songs from the Bad Boy catalog. Those are being stripped out of the music that you can listen to while riding your bike, which may not be a huge deal for Diddy's bottom line, but it's an indication that people are starting to flee from him and really distance themselves from the music mogul. Sean John, there's a bunch of merchandise. This is Diddy's company with lots of apparel and glasses and so forth. A lot of this still exists, but no one really wants to buy it. So we've got all this merchandise that is sellable, but no one to sell it to because he is under fire. And lastly, Revolt, which was the media company that he was the chairperson of, they issued a statement after the Cassie video came out where they said this is deeply regrettable and they are moving away from Diddy and the history that he has with the company. And on top of all the business problems he's having, people are starting to pile on in the industry, including 50 Cent, who's an old rival of Diddy. He now said he has sold a documentary to Netflix, which will come out at some point in the future. Obviously, there's already a documentary out on Tubi called The Downfall of Diddy that we did here, but 50 Cent is also going to weigh in here. And he has a lot of history with Diddy, so it'll be interesting to see what revelations he has from this Netflix documentary that it releases. But the biggest concern for Diddy right now is that a grand jury has been convened in New York City, which means that prosecutors who conducted those raids in Florida where they seized a bunch of his property, possibly including video evidence and things of that nature, they've talked to witnesses and other accusers. They've now got their case ready to present to the grand jury, and the accusers of Diddy have been notified by investigators that they may be called to testify in front of the grand jury. Now, typically, prosecutors will only bring a case before a grand jury when they think they have the goods to actually get a criminal indictment, so Diddy has to be very nervous over this particular development.
All right, so y'all hear all that, all the latest updates. Again, tap in and comment and let me know what you think about this whole throwing up the L. They're saying he seems stress-free, cool as a cucumber and all that. I don't know. I didn't really read that off his body language. Who knows, But y'all heard it. All his business-ish is falling apart. No one wants to do business with him. Once again, it feels like the whole world hates this man. Comment with your thoughts. Everything about this man's whole life has been under the microscope ever since the Cassie settlement. This we know. The video dropped when it did, of that footage that I still can't believe how that was locked away all these years. Like, comment, y'all. How many motherfuckers do you think had to get paid off to keep that a secret? His past relationships coming up, obviously. J-Lo, the whole Shine situation got brought back to light, and, allegations of him making J-Lo hold the strap. That was a strong indication to me when they were going way back. Federal authorities speaking to J-Lo like that about that incident. That's why I was thinking RICO, not to mention, past and present and everything in a criminal enterprise. Once they hit you with that label, that's what it felt to me like they're doing. Kim Porter's name also being dropped in that update. A lot of people have felt for the longest time Billy Joel voice, like something just wasn't right about Kim Porter passing away. They want to try to tie Diddy to this situation. This is an awful lot of speculation in many ways, but that's how ish goes nowadays. You feel me? Like it always has, but with the blogosphere, with the internet, with the power of information and everything spreading so quickly, the media, social networks, everything, it's just on a whole nother level this year. So tapping in the comments with your thoughts about it all. Diddy being out there on the West Coast, the whole hand gestures and ish. Y'all think they're reaching like a motherfucker, overreading ish on that one as well, like me. And also let me know if you're surprised to see him still in the country. You know what I mean? Do you think he will take the Russell Simmons trip to a country far, far away where he can hide out for the rest of his days? Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for updates. It's Coffee on the Vid. And guys, when that 50 Cent Netflix jump off drop, everything Fifth's been doing, getting at Diddy on a daily basis, ever since this whole ish jumped off. And never forget, he's the one, too, back when all that fabulous ish on Drink Champs went down, that really, put a lot of questionable ish out there about Diddy, about that shopping spree he was trying to take him on, man. And Diddy didn't deny it. What's it going to be like when that Netflix doc drops, man? What will that hit like? What is all of this telling you? What's your thoughts? Again, hit the comments. Stay tuned for updates. Like and subscribe. It's Coffee, talking music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. And I'm gone, y'all. Peace.